Commander Jack Radin of the ISAF Space Defense Force. Once a pilot in the Royal New Zealand Air Force, I became an F-15 ace in the ISAF Air Force when the Iron War reached my country's shore. After many hardships, we eventually prevailed. But now I'm leading the exploration into space. I'm usually tasked with operating the ISAF Archangel space station, but now my mission is different. Only in my wildest dreams did I predict this. 2018JA1 Orpheus was discovered by amateur astronomers. It was an asteroid with a diameter of about 17 kilometers, along with a mass indicating that it was made of very dense material, but its constituent substances were never fully known. In May, Australian astronomer Jody Cavendish realized that Orpheus was going to collide with the Earth, and noted that Orpheus seemed to have a will of its own, following an abnormal path that put itself on a collision course with Earth. Because of this, the late Jonathan Soren proposed that Orpheus could have been a space monster. Because it was determined to be difficult to change Orpheus's path, it was declared the greatest threat to humanity, and thus preparations to evacuate the planet and establish a base in outer space began. Interplanetary expedition missions were conducted by two spacecraft, Star Phantom and the Bellwether. The Star Phantom carried a team led by Ayla Sturmovik, while the Bellwether carried my team to an unexplored territory of the moon. My lunar trip was botched. Under the surface of the dark side of the moon, my team encountered a party of 6 extraterrestrials who captured us. These insectoid lunar natives, these Selenites, are part of a complex and technological sophisticated society. I found the landing craft but returned to Earth without my friend. Now our team has been tasked with investigating planet Mars and dwarf planet Ceres, and seeing if we can set up a base there. In short, our lunar base was indeed set up, but it's in no condition to handle a mass exodus, especially with the Selenites. This will never work, but we're giving it a try anyway.
Commander Radin, we are approaching the surface of Ceres now.
Very nice. Let's get the landing party ready. Our alternatives include biodomes on the surface of Mars or the Jovian and Saturnian moons. Anything else will be too far from the sun to be considered a good option, at least outside of mining operations. Some of our command are considering leaving the system entirely. I disagree, for we are very ill prepared to do that. There are planets like Kepler 452 and Gliese 667cc, but there's no firm certainty that they'll be the perfect planet for us. A certain group even considered a place called Silver Sun. Sounds like an adventure, but we really need to stay focused. Well, there's only one thing for it. If Sturmovik's team is not successful, we will have to face Orpheus altogether and destroy it. Star Phantom made haste on its journey to scout new worlds. On board, my elite crew, and all the supplies and defenses required for exploring the reaches of space. My team was tasked with establishing a base further away from Earth's terrestrial neighbors. Using the extraterrestrial hyperdrive we reverse engineered, we could explore much further distances than we were previously able to. The schedule was vast. Our first destination was the abandoned space pirate outpost, situated on the outer edge of the solar system. This small base once operated as a refueling station. It has been abandoned for a long time. A toxic fuel leak has frozen over the station, but its technologies were still intact. The next were the moons of Uranus and Neptune, as we tried to build an outer supply base of our own. Considering the orbital positions and current distance between the two worlds, this made for a long and torturous journey. Which is why during this trip, we would be paying the price for our foolish optimism. We started this journey with a crew of 20. Now we only number 3. Most of the casualties were due to a variety of hazards in the outpost, including life forms and automated defenses. Some even lost their hope and committed suicide in between the Uranus and Neptune voyage. Our rations were not enough, and only after resupplying after our delivery probe were we able to proceed further. Now here we are, on the moon of Enceladus in orbit around Saturn. The setup of the biodome was most successful. It is the second dome that we have deployed on this journey, and the most successful. Construction drones are working around the clock to build our base, but it is currently not enough to handle a large amount of people, and it's only a few days left to the impact.
Such a nice biodome we set up. All these trees and grass and chickens on this barren, hostile moon. It's a nice place.
Where is Peregrine right now?
He's just outside scouting the area, trying to see if the water will be helpful to us in any way. After all, that was our main objective, right?
What a view.
That'll probably be him now. Gentlemen?
How's it looking out there?
About as you would expect. These waters do have plenty of hydrogen and salt, but it's not going to be drinkable, that's for certain. But we could use it for other means.
It's time to get dinner ready. We must clean up all this loose grass and get the tables ready.
What exactly happened on your last space quest? Not the one where we headed to Vespo, but the one where you and Peter Crow went to distant planet Akasha back in 2016.
Where to begin? You remember the prophecy during the invasion? The one that predicted the key to our victory?
Prophecy? The Star Raven Squadron is part of the old one. When the Korok or any machine created by that ancient race were to go rogue and take over, their creators had equipped a failsafe to ensure that we would prevail. And we all know how that goes. The squadron members were secretly representatives of the 6 elements: fire, water, earth, air, stone, and ice. The elements echoed in their spirits, and they were chosen to go forward and defeat the forces of darkness.
Which they did. But now those forces have evolved. The invasion may have gone, but its legacy hasn't.
Even though there was little to see of it or of the affected areas themselves. Agreed. There is a lot of healing to do.
Which is why there's a new prophecy. Those heroes are still alive and all, but a new generation in a new war demands new heroes. While we were in India decrypting the computer that this prophecy came on, we didn't know. Somebody with a different persona and much potential. It will all be proven in a trial, it said. But the one word it said to describe this person was victory. Then I saw it. It was Aisling Lotus, the Irish aviator. Call sign Alar. Of course, when we learned of that, while we were bottled up in India's war, we made the decision to fly her back to Australia in time to stop Project 9's hijacking of the Interceptor Citadel, hence the trial. I watched it all happen from the battlefield of Uttar Pradesh. You and I have been through so much, Spitfire, from the battlefields of Earth to the far distant stars. Surely it must amount to something at some point.
The Sabornan Island, a forgotten world in the far reaches of the Pacific Ocean. This tropical island was once home to an alien outpost and experimental facility from ages ago. Today, there are still remnants of their alterations as the ecosystem developed around them. When the Portuguese explorers found this island, rumors of its wonders spread, and the French were quick to settle in it, but those explorers were never heard from again. The French had kept the island's existence a secret ever since. That is, until the alien invasion and Korak War of the 2010s, when the suborned inhabitants came forth with knowledge and resources that were indispensable to our victory. They offered this in exchange for coexistence. We supplied them with weapons of our past generations, including aircraft and vehicles of the Cold War, and with these, they helped save the entire Pacific from destruction and dominance. My squadron was here to train the local pilots once more. We were also here to honor November 20th as Deliverance Day, the day the war for our very existence ended in both 2014 and 2017. Coincidentally, 9 days after our own Remembrance Day. But today was yet another day of mourning, as the pride of the Defense Force, the submarine Midsummer Night, was lost in the Battle of Juan Peninsula to a nuclear depth charge. All hands were lost. And we still have to worry about the approaching meteorite.
Salutations, Dr. Masters.
Nice to meet you two again. Does it feel good to be back? Feels like I never left this place.
Thank you. Humanity is a kind, gentle species.
You think so?
No. You're fucked. But today you are. I dare say, Masters, you're a natural great mind.
I knew when I first came here in 2004 that I will never get tired of seeing this place. Many things have indeed left the world since then, but this place is still as it was. Time has indeed changed, my friend.
I remember my first mission was to Australia in 2002, where we found our first steadfast allies for the times that are now. Never mind the fact that my original mission was to destroy it.
What?
And with our new high-tech cameras, you could all watch yourselves die on MySpace.
The times have definitely changed, but we wouldn't have allowed you to do that anyhow.
You're just like my dad.
He always told you what to do?
His voice is too high for his body, too.
How we got to this point, not even I could dream of. Anyway, I thought you were exploring space too.
We are. But when the Midsummer Night was lost, we were all quick-summoned here.
So, Oliver, was your expedition progressive? Did you manage to find anything?
Well, not really. Our spacecraft was tasked with building a base in orbit around Mars, which we have. But Phase 2 of exploring to the outreaches was no result.
There's something not right about this meteor. It's come at a time when the coalition has risen. I think Jonathan Soren might have had a point. If only he was still alive to elaborate on it.
Well, it's time we discuss.
Discuss about what?
Your greatest fears have come true, sort of.
I thought as much.
The meteor is fast approaching. We're exploring the boundaries of space, and you're talking to a dinosaur. How weird is that?
Well, there was a prophecy for our victory of the last alien attack. We'll just have another here, right?
You will not.
Why not?
Your ancestors were cheapskates.
Yep.
Humanity's license expired thousands of years ago, and they clearly did not account for inflation rates. Remember yesteryear, when Sternavik and company flew to the distant planet Akasha?
Not entirely. Well, I do know that some people went there. I was not fully aware of what they found. My squadron's job was ensuring they landed safely back on Earth.
They found an artifact there that gave them the new prophecy, but that grayscale facsimile offered little in today's fight.
Wait a minute, how is it that you can predict the future?
Predict and know are wide separate, Stefan. No one can really know the future. Some news you would like, some news you would hate. Some are all used up and in a welfare state. In one you are a user, another an abuser, You sing the blues, you hooked on booze, and when you live with kangaroos. And in one reality, you and John Masters here are lovers.
What? Wait, and which future is that?
When no man has gone before.
Okay, bottom line, our exploration has not gone the way we wanted. Our bases won't be able to handle a population exodus. We must destroy Orpheus before it destroys us.
Well, you better do it fast. Is every participant ready?
I believe so. America's just getting their part ready.
The door to our future is closing. We may have to live here on this island forever while the continents perish.
What can we bring to seal the deal?
I know. Have you got any ruby slippers?
No?
You're fucked. What is the Tarnus Aerospace Corps doing?
The Irish? Well, they're also readying up. Ashling Lotus is leading the charge.
Ashling, is it true? The lady of the new prophecy herself?
And to whom I'm engaged? Yes.
Then our future seems much more brighter. We can destroy the Calamity Star ourselves. It can be done.
Then it's settled. If we all perform our jobs well, we'll all come out of this just fine. Alon Z.
No time to joy jump now. We still have to deal with the defense of this island.
Don't worry. That will be the easy part. I'm sure of it.
Tower to Ceres 1, you are cleared for takeoff. Surface wind at 10 knots. Cleared for takeoff. Ceres 1. Ceres 1 to Outback Command. The pterodactyl drone has left the airport, moving to link up with the hunters. Outback to Ceres 1, copy that. If Polygap's intel is correct, you will arrive on time for the operation. Good luck. Roger that. Let's hurry to the subordinate island. All systems check. Autopilot engaged.
The coalition was sharply condemned following their campaign against Papua New Guinea. The nuclear detonation has caused mayhem on social media and sent shockwaves across the political spectrum. On this island, I couldn't hear any of it. Nevertheless, that still hasn't stopped or deterred the coalition from setting their sights on the rest of the Pacific as they seek to carve out an empire. We do know they've abandoned their philosophy of gumbo diplomacy and replaced it with an aggressive expansion policy. They've set their sights on the Sabornan Island, seeing it as the most defended and valuable target in the South Pacific. The Solomon Islands and Vanuatu have done much to annoy Indonesia in West Papua. Their time is also coming, sadly, and we are too stretched thin to help them as is. The first phase was a few weeks ago. They used sea monsters discovered in the Pacific Ocean that were captured and controlled by Indonesia as part of a research project based in the Celebes Sea attempting to make monsters as weapons. 2 of them were deployed against us as part of this operation. Now the coalition has deployed a pair of submarines to choke seaborne supplies to this island. Their new stealth airship, along with a naval task force, has crushed the Solomon Islands and their police force. Now they're setting their sight on us. The people of these oceanic nations are terrified that they'll be the next victim of nuclear warfare, which is why we are all geared up. The local forces are equipped with aging planes pioneered by the French Republic during the Cold War. And then there's the subject of my squadron. The Mirage has served us well over the years. When things de-escalate, we may come back to it. But now, we must take the next step. Rafale. A versatile omni-role, carrier-based aircraft, used by both the Navy and the Air Force. The M model follows Navy specifications. Its long-range air-to-ground and air-to-air capabilities give it enormous power. Its maneuverability makes it adept at close-range combat. We will do great things with these birds, as their F-3R standard possesses the integration of the Meteor BVR missile.
They're coming this way.
Stop them! Activate the defenses!
A day may come when the courage of man fails, but it is not this day. An hour of wolves and shattered shields, when the age of men comes crashing down. But it is not this day. By all that they hold dear on this great earth, I bid the locals to stand.
Skyfighter 1 to all squadrons. Commence the operation. Fighters ID'd as Yak 141 Freestyles.
Where did they come from?
All forces attack. Break formation, but back up the wingmen. Baron, Max, engage. Box 3, Box 3.
Box 3.
Raptor 1, Box 2. Windfly. Break formation, engage all hostiles.
This will be a real battle if it's with you.
Watch out for those yaks, they've got high caliber missiles. Raptor Squadron, you're clear to engage. Swordsman, roger that. Attack Squadron, use your exosets. Rudal Masuk. Direct hits, direct hits. The frigates are destroyed. Scorpius 1 here. I'm engaging the remaining fighters. Damn, what's on me? Requesting assistance. Don't worry, Antares. Ceres 1 here to save the day. It's the Australians. Good to see you with us, Zed. Help us regain our supremacy.
Torpedo on way. Enemy Type 035 submarine
Skyfighter
sunk.
Squadron,
Good work.
let's take that monster out.
Red Guard, roger. Targeting the enemy mothership. Whoa, he's pulling up. He's doing a hammerhead. There's no escape. I'm on him.
I have visual on the New Zealand mega fortresses.
Kara 1 to Island Defense. Understand you need support, over.
Negative on Zadikara. We sense him running. Sorry to steal your thunder, Kiwi.
Affirmative, Sky Kid. No problem.
Magnifique. We did it. Again. Where's the best?
Oh, could it be that they've really managed to succeed? Breathtaking.
The coalition nations and their Project 9 masters wanted nothing more than the destruction of this island. They came here to do what was done to East Timor in the late 20th century. They would also enslave or purge the indigenous, then seize the resources and artifacts for their own gain. What China wants out of this is all too obvious. As the protectors of the island, we could not excuse this outrageous action. But this is not the time for fighting. We need to be united more than ever if we are to destroy the meteor racing towards us.
Spitfire, stand by for warp speed. Alright, we are engaging warp now. We have to get to Earth as quickly as possible. We do need to make a few stops in orbit in order to equip ourselves for the attack. But we should be ready otherwise.
This is Commander Raiden of the Space Defense Force. To all Starside squadrons, report in.
Commander, this is Bellwether standing by.
Star Eagle Squadron, in position. This is Lustrolab, standing by. This is Spaceship America, standing by. This is Formidable. We are in mode but behind schedule. ETA, 5 minutes.
Hi, Mr. Raiden. I'm at my post now. I have Orpheus on my screen. There you are. Stomach really needs to hurry up. We've been ordered to initiate Operation Phalanx. Move into attack position against Orpheus.
This is Star Phantom, objective point reached. We are in position.
You are clear to engage, Star Phantom. Give it everything you have.
Star Phantom, roger. Engaging target. Alright, Spitfire. Now we can have some fun. Disable all safeties. Enter combat mode.
Yes, sir.
Bring all weapons to standby.
Weapons armed.
We will concentrate on the center of the planetoid. Fire!
Missiles away.
Keep firing, keep firing.
Laser away. Reading moderate damage to impact site.
It's time. Ready the nuclear missiles.
Ooh, this is going to be a light show, alright.
Launching now!
Orion to Star Phantom, you'll soon be too
Direct
close to
hit,
the target.
direct hit. Oh no.
Star Phantom, break on attack.
We're gonna crash into it. Not if I can help it.
Whew,
Hold on.
that was too close. I thought we were done for.
Of course we're going to survive. We are flying this thing. Let's do a quick warp back to formation. Let's get ourselves in a better attack angle. Star Phantom, reporting Winchester. Bellwether, it's up to you now. Finish it.
Roger that, Star Phantom. All missiles, launch!
We see them. Good separation. Star Eagle, America, engage with your charge lasers.
Target the center, Bellwether.
Laser cannons fire.
That's a direct hit, showing damage in the impact site.
Orpheus structural integrity at 50%, but it's still on course.
All units are running low on ammunition.
Unbelievable. It's still on course.
All we have left are a few low-caliber missiles and the laser.
We just need a little bit more. Who's strong enough?
Oh God, who could help?
Attention all space defense units.
What?
This is General Langham aboard the Tarnus spaceship Formidable. We are in position to engage the asteroid.
We're on station and ready to assist.
The Akashic Crystal Cannon is ready to fire.
Orion copies all, Formidable. Hit it with everything you've got.
Copy that, Orion. Main cannon, fire!
Whoa, that is energy unlike anything we've ever seen.
It's the Akashic crystals. They've converted them into an energy weapon.
Go, go!
Direct hit on Orpheus.
Orpheus structural integrity at 15%.
Alright, let's do it. Let's keep it up.
Yes, sir.
You heard the man, people. Fire all guns. Continue attacking.
Alar, give it your best shot.
Firing laser. Victory is in sight. You can do this.
All units, continue attacking. Victory is in sight.
Come on, we're nearly there.
8%. It's going to explode.
Oh my God. It's gonna blow.
Orpheus is about to fragment. All ships evasive maneuvers immediately.
You heard the man, lads. It's detonating now. Whoa, man.
Whoa.
Look at that explosion.
That's insane.
Did we get it?
We did it. We got it.
Ha! How about that? It was that easy.
We may have expended a bit of our weaponry, but yes, we finally got that rock.
Around to all units. Orpheus has exploded. Repeat, Orpheus has exploded. We did it. 2018JA1 Orpheus is destroyed. Great job, everyone.
That is some damn fine work. We've saved Earth yet again. I salute all of you.
Well done, you guys.
China launched a few missiles too, didn't it? Even if only for a moment, the two superpowers were finally allied again. Even if just for a moment.
All units, you are cleared to return to Earth.
Let's go home, boys. Let's go home. Wouldn't want to keep anyone waiting for us. It was done. Only through unity can duty be achieved, through which destiny is achieved. During a time when humanity was divided and on the verge of total catastrophe, we managed to unite the nations with a few brave men, and together face the coming apocalypse. The falling star that threatened our very existence was sent to oblivion, though many questions still remain unanswered. But our trials are not yet done, for there are still tensions in the Pacific that could explode into war at any time. Stability remains on a knife edge. For now, however, we can claim a victory like no other. Together, we are strong.